how they have all grown up. If you just flick through the pages of the newspapers today and see the cast of Harry Potter. There was once a time you'd be arrested for having thoughts about Emma Watson. Now, looking at the pictures at the premiere of the latest movie, it's hard to imagine she was once the little innocent Hermione way back in the Philosopher's Stone. But then, most of the key actors in the film are in their early 20s now, so do they still fit the roles? And does the final instalment deliver the payoff that fans have been waiting so long for? Well, Awfully Express reporter Vivienne Clarke has probably forgotten more about movies than most of us will ever know. She went along to the special media screening last night. Vivienne, good morning.
Good morning, Will. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So, what did you make of it?
Well, as you know, I'm a Harry Potter fan. I've read the books and I've seen all 8 of the films, so I can't be unbiased in my view.
Right, so you're one of these people going in asking, does the movie live up to the story, as opposed to assessing the story itself?
Yes. Having read all the books and then seen the movies, I don't know how people can actually go to the films not having read the books. But I really, really loved it. I think it was a very good adaptation, and it was a great idea to divide the last book into 2 films. Initially, I thought this is going to be very dragged out, but actually they did it very well.
Okay, well, I remember the Philosopher's Stone, and I watched maybe the second and third film after that, and then I just felt they were getting too old for the roles, even back then. What's your view on that now?
Well, maybe they've all got amazing pictures in their attics like Dorian Gray, but they actually do look like 17, 18, which is what their characters are. And then they're going through all sorts of trauma in the film where they have these battles, epic battles, and yet they're still teenagers.
It became progressively darker as the series went on as well, so does this continue that theme?
It does, but there are a few moments of humour in it, and it was wonderful to see so many of the cast who have been in the previous films are back in the final scenes of this, because it sort of ties it up all very nicely. Characters we would have seen in the first 2 movies are back there at the end, so it was great to see that.
Okay, I don't want you to give any of the plot away,
I'm trying not to.
But remind us where it picks off from.
Well, at the end of Deathly Hallows Part 1, Voldemort has gone to Dumbledore's grave and he has stolen the Elder Wand. That was the final scene. This wand has very special powers, and the person who has it is supposed to have complete and total control and powers. So this is a really key moment that he had taken the wand. So the film opens with that scene again of him stealing the wand.
Right. And I'm just dying to know, and I know you can't tell us, but is there some form of tragedy? Is it a sad ending or a happy ending? Can you even reveal that?
Oh, no. Well, no, it's a good ending.
It's a good ending.
It's a good ending, yeah.
It doesn't necessarily denote happy or sad. It's a good ending.
It has elements of both.
What about the effects?
Oh, I saw it in 3D last night, and it was just spectacular. And I actually went into IMDb, which is the International Movie Database, this morning to look at the credits, because I wanted to check on the number of Irish actors who are actually in it. But I was looking, there are 15 pages of technical credits for the special effects.
Gosh.
Yes. It is just amazing. And sometimes 3D can be a little bit too in your face, but this time it's very well done and very well used. And because once or twice in the past I've come out of 3D movies feeling like I've been on a roller coaster. I'm a little bit nauseous.
Yes.
But this time it was really very well used.
So it enhances the experience.
It does. And I don't know if you were aware, but the Deathly Hallows Part 1 was supposed to have been in 3D as well, but they weren't happy with it technically, and they decided that rather than do it half-heartedly, they'd wait and do it for Part 2, and they did.
Must have been a costly exercise to ditch whatever work they had done.
Well, I'm sure that at some stage a 3D version will come out.
Whenever they find the means to improve it.
Yeah, I can see in another year or two they might have, as a special feature, Deathly Hallows Part 1 and 2 together.
Now, you mentioned you went looking through the listings to find Irish cast, and there are a number of people that sprung to mind.
Yes, well, you know, Ivana Lynch plays Luna Lovegood, and then Brendan Gleeson isn't in this, well, he's just in it very briefly in a flashback as Mad Eye Moody, because he was killed in the Part 1. But Donald Gleeson, his son, is in this as Bill Weasley. And then there's Kieran Hines, the Northern actor. He's there playing the part of Aberforth Dumbledore, who is Albus Dumbledore's brother. Again, about 2 movies back, Dumbledore got killed.
And how central would these characters be, the brothers, Weasley's brother, Dumbledore's brother?
Well, Donald Gleeson's character, Bill Weasley, in the books, his character is a bit more dominant, but he's just in the earlier scenes and then towards the end of the movie, but it's still nice to see him there. Ivana Lynch plays quite a good role again. Kieran Hines as Aberforth Dumbledore plays a pretty big role, and then again we see quite a bit of Michael Gambon in flashback as the original Dumbledore, and many people might not realise that Michael Gambon actually is Irish. He was born in Dublin. And then Ralph Fiennes plays the part of Lord Voldemort, he who must not be named.
Indeed.
And he actually grew up in Carlow.
Okay, so Irish acquitting themselves very well in Harry Potter.
Very well, yes.
So getting back to what we were saying about reading the books first, as a standalone movie or as a standalone series, not having read the books, do they do it justice?
Again, because I haven't read the books, I can't make that call. I imagine...
Well, you can see what is left out or the nuances that aren't included.
I think for anybody who's into the mystical and the magical, and for children who just want to go for a good time, yes. Some of the little skips and misses, they won't notice that. And actually, as a parent who's always been encouraging my child to read, I think it's fantastic that the series of the books have been so popular and the films have been so popular, because once the books are popular and then the films are popular, it's a circle, because people will then hopefully go back and read the books, haven't seen the film.
And speaking of kids, is there any scene that parents should be wary of? Again, without giving the story away too much.
Towards the end, it does get a little bit hairy when there's an epic battle, but in the end, all comes well.
How is it rated?
I think it's PG.
Okay, so parents shouldn't be too cautious anyway about it.
Yeah, but again, most people, very few are going to be going to this as the first Harry Potter movie. They will have seen some of the others.
And they know what to expect.
Exactly.
So, out of 10?
Well, you know how hard a critic I am. Let's say 8.5.
And it falls down where?
It's some of the battles, for me, I'm not into those. I didn't like Transformers or any of those fighting things, so to me they were just a little bit tedious.
Oh. You didn't like Transformers?
No.
Gosh, Vivienne.
But I loved The Guard.
You love Scarred?
The Guard.
Oh, The Guard.
Yes.
What's The Guard?
It's The Guard of Brendan Gleeson.
Oh, sorry, I've seen the ads for that.
Oh, everybody should go see it. It is excellent. It's the best Irish film that has been made in years. It is wonderful.
Yeah, Sinead endorses that as well. She says it's excellent. Is it funny? Is it serious?
It's funny and serious. Brilliant dialogue and wonderful use of the scenery down in Connemara.
Okay, I'll make a note of that. So 8.5 out of 10 for Harry Potter.
Yes.
Which is, by your standards, that's quite generous.
That's generous for me. And make sure to go see it in 3D.
And you have special Harry Potter 3D glasses?
Last night at the media screening, they gave us special Harry Potter 3D glasses, yes.
But you took them off on the way home?
Thankfully, yes. It would have been a bit difficult driving with them.
I can imagine. Vivienne Clarke, always a pleasure. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Will.
Thanks indeed. Vivienne Clarke from the Offaly Express telling us all about Harry Potter. So are you looking forward to watching the new movie? It will appear in our cinemas here in the Midlands on Friday, isn't it, Sinead? Friday, yeah. And I assume all the cinemas will have it, but check your local listings, as they say, to make sure.